बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम रब्बि इश्रह ली सदरी व यस्सिर ली अमरी वहलुल उक़्दतम मिन लिसानी यफ़क़हू क़ौली. My dear second year student, today we are going to start chapter number 16 of the book Goodbye Mr. Chips by James Hilton. There are two main things in this chapter. Mr. Chips at Mrs. Wickett's a few years before his death, and Mr. Chips' humour. A few years before his death at Mrs. Wickett's, Mr. Chips was not ill because of old age. He felt a bit tired at times. Only in the winter months, his breathing became disturbed. He had to take care of himself when there were east winds. During autumn and winter, he enjoyed warm fires and books. He waited for the summer season, which he enjoyed the best. There were the continual visits of the old boys every week. Every weekend, some of them motored up to Brookfield and called at his house. He enjoyed their visits more than anything else. He mostly followed the timetable of Brookfield and often remembered the gone days. Mr. Chips' humour. When the old or new boys visited Mr. Chips at Mrs. Wickett's, they wished to be entertained with some new jokes. Mr. Chips was always brilliant, always at his best. He had earned the reputation of being a great jester. Whenever he went to school, boys asked him certain questions with the hope that he will give humorous remarks. People talking to him prepared their minds and faces for the joke. They laughed sometimes before he came to the point. Laughter, laughter, wherever he went and whatever he said, there was laughter. And the third, Mr. Chips' preparation for his final end. When Chips was 81, he remained stationed at Brookfield. He even did not go for old boys' dinner in London. He was much afraid of chills, and late nights began to fire. And late nights began to tire him too much. He came across to the schools on fine days only in his room. He still kept entertaining his guests as warmly as before. His abilities were still alive, and he had no personal worries of any kind. His income was more than enough. He helped the needy with a lot of money. He donated generously to school funds and also to the Brookfield mission. A year later, he made his will. Some of his money was to do to Mrs. Wickett, some to the mission, and most of it for scholarship to the schools. ओके बेटा, थोड़ा सा मैं आपको इसके बारे में उर्दू में बता देती हूँ कि ब्रुकफील्ड के साबिक तालिब इल्म मिस्टर चिप्स को मिलने आया करते थे, और इनकी जब वो आया करते थे तो ज़्यादातर मौसम गर्मा होता था, और बाज़ औक़ात मिस्टर चिप्स खिड़की में खड़े होकर स्कूल का मंजर देखते तो उन्हें अपनी हाज़िरी लगाने का वक्त याद आ जाता था. पहली जंग अज़ीम के ख़त्म होने के बावजूद हालात में कशीदगी पाई जाती थी. कई मुकामात पर छोटी लड़ाइयाँ छिड़ गई थीं. 1926 में बरतानिया में होने वाली मुल्कगिर हड़ताल ने ज़िंदगी मफलूज कर दी थी. 1929 के बाद मिस्टर चिप्स ब्रुकफील्ड से बाहर कहीं नहीं गए. 1930 میں انہوں نے وصیت اختیار کی. 1931 اور 1932 بھی ایسے ہی گزر گئے. مسٹر چپس کے مذاق لوگ بڑے مزے لے لے کر دوسروں کو سنایا کرتے تھے. اوکے بیٹا, اللہ حافظ.